What's up, everyone? Welcome into the Titan sector. If you're a Titans fan, this is the place to be. The takes are hot, the passion is real, and the opinions are sure to collide. My name is Van, and as always, I'm joined over here by my man Ghost. And before we get started today, I want to take a moment to remind everybody, as I always do, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and share this content with a fellow Titans fan that you know that may not have seen our channel yet. We would love to connect with them. Today, we are super stoked to have a special guest on the pod, and we know you guys are going to absolutely love it and love the information we talk about it, as it's something we really have a lot of interest in as a fan base. So, Ghost, without further ado, sir, take it away.
It's one I'm very, very excited about. As a fellow uni guy myself, and as the guy who actually, as far as I'm concerned, broke the news about the Titans rebrand, we actually have Zach Cohen on the episode today.
Yeah, man.
What's up, guys?
What's up, Zach? Welcome in, buddy.
Thank you for having me. This is awesome. I didn't expect to be talking about Titans uniforms and logos on late June, but that was
Rivalries August is coming.
Yeah, that's right. Now I'm hyped. I love it. I love you guys. The GhostTitan, man. The designs and graphics that you were putting out through the whole pre-reveal were just awesome. Keep that up, man. It's so good, especially with all the AI slop out there. What you do is so good. Keep that up.
It's funny, and I'm glad you mentioned it, because I early on got accused of AI slop, and then I started posting my process, and when people started to realize that I hold AI's hand, it doesn't hold my hand, it was a little different, because I do use some AI in my presentation stuff, but it's funny because I wouldn't be where I'm at. I think I had 200 followers. When I first started, I did a Cam Ward Uniswap, and then I started doing some other stuff. It started to gain some traction, but then you were on MCA Pod, I think, and they really heavily featured my stuff, and it kind of exploded from there. So I appreciate you,
sounds
man.
Like thank you as well.
Yeah, no, deservedly so. I'm looking at it right now, 972. There you go.
It's getting there. It's growing.
How are you not at 1,000 yet? That's insane.
There's not enough uni talk right now, I guess.
There will be.
Hey, we're drumming it up right now, baby. We're drumming it up right now.
We're starting it, kickstarting it.
Heck yeah, that's awesome. And I'm loving the fits from you guys too. That Titans blue just looks so damn
Yeah, man.
sharp.
It's crazy. It looks so much better.
Good. I'm excited it's back, to be honest with you. The Oilers vibe, I'm so glad it's back. We're actually Oilers holdovers. We used to be Oilers fans before they were the Titans, and then stuck with them. So here we are.
Gotcha. So even when they were in Houston, or okay,
Yep.
Should have brought my Houston Oilers mini. All I brought was I got this one right here.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Well, that is a extra mini.
Yeah. Oh, I called these minis growing up a Pocket Pro, because
Pocket Pro
in your pocket. I would have brought the Oilers one. It's just out of reach.
That's awesome, man. All right, Van. So, Zach, man, so how did you become the uni guy, man? Tell us a little bit about the process.
I mean, I wouldn't call it the uni guy. I just love talking about uniforms, man. I say this all the time because it's something my mom always brings up in kindergarten, when we would have drawing time. What do you kids draw? I don't know, cookies and race cars and trucks and castles and things like that. I would draw football helmets. They probably didn't look that good, but I did draw them, and I'd have notebooks of them filled with all this random NFL anecdote. And suddenly you'd have pages of helmets. And I've collected Pocket Pro helmets for a long, long time. I've loved uniforms, as you can tell. Loved jerseys, and I just started posting on TikTok, I think in 2021. And I had one video, maybe a year into it, maybe less than a year into it, go viral about uniforms I really want to see. And some of them were pretty crazy. I look back and they're man, did I really say I wanted that? That's insane. Then others looked good, and they hit 1 million views. And it was my first 1 million view video.
Oh, that's crazy.
And
man.
From then on, it just slowly started trickling into it. And here we are. And it's just opened up so many doors and opportunities that I could never imagine. So many connections and contacts. And it's kind of all become what it is today. But at the basis of it, I just love talking about uniforms and jerseys and helmets. I'll get texts like every NFL Sunday from friends like, oh, like I'm looking at this Panthers uniform right now, and like I can't unsee like what you don't like about it, or like, man, like what do you think of these?
Numbers.
Yeah, exactly. Man, I get tagged on like Twitter and TikTok and Instagram about like random like, oh, what do you think of these like Bengals uniforms and stuff? And I love it because I always thought I was the only one who really cared about this stuff outside of Paul Lucas and UniWatch. So this has been it's been a really, really fun journey, and I don't plan on stopping anytime soon. This is great.
That's awesome.
It's awesome that you brought up. So I've mentioned this on the pod before. I've talked to Van about it before. So when I was a kid, like in the early 90s, I was the same way, man. I remember I had this Christmas ornament wooden helmet, and I took the string off of it, and I would trace the helmet, and then I would put a logo on it, and I would trace the helmet and put a logo on it. Like I used to put like Raptors on these things, and I'd like make up my own NFL and all that stuff. So it's funny, like being a kid doing all that stuff, like growing up, and then the Twitter thing happened, and now here talking to you on this, it's like, it's just crazy to think about. It's awesome, man.
I think that's a lot of fun.
I think one of the coolest things that we can all agree on is like when a passion becomes something that you can share with other people and you can share it to a community. And it's just like an extra blessing when people appreciate the work that you do. Because like in that regard, you know, as a kid watching and listening, like I told you before, TJ, watching and listening to sports radio going to bed, like we all have those stories. And then here we are doing what we love regardless of what it gets us. But being able to share that with a community is pretty cool. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, 100%. I love talking about this stuff, not because like I feel like I have to, but because like I want to. Like it's like little things like face mask color or like removing the flames of a logo that diehard fans will get upset about. And I'm like, yeah, like I'm here for that. That's what I'm here for. I love it. So I appreciate you guys having me on. I appreciate the kind words too.
Absolutely, Thanks, man. So some time has passed since the rebrand, obviously. And obviously everybody had their gut initial reactions. We've seen some practice uniforms. We've seen them in like move-in. We've seen them in some promotional material with the media content. So like right now, where does it stand? Like, where's your opinion on the Titans rebrand and the uniforms and just seeing it in action?
It still looks good. That Titans blue is such a refreshing shade. And what we typically see with new uniforms is the same thing that everyone reacts to with just general change, is they push back on it. But over time, for the most part, most uniforms end up in that, you know what, they've grown on me category. And I think for a lot of people who might have not liked them at the beginning, that could be like what's about to happen. But I've liked them since the beginning. I don't think they're perfect, but my goodness, like they are by far an upgrade. I think they're the best look the Titans have ever had as the Tennessee Titans. And I think it's funny because I've seen all the pictures in practice, and you look at the photo shoots, right? And I'm inclined usually to like the colored jersey, like the home jersey, more than the white one. But I think I like the white jersey better simply because that 6-stripe guitar design right on the sleeves, it just looks better. It stands out on the white jersey versus having the Titans blue jersey and then there's still Titans blue. Again, not a bad thing. It's just, I think I'm looking at the Simmons jersey right now, like, man, like, whoo, that is fresh, right? That's 98, right? Okay.
Yeah. You took the words out of my mouth. I literally said before we hopped on with you that I wanted to mention that, and that I don't dislike the 6-string stripe. I would probably make the red stripes a little thicker if it were me, but I get why they didn't, because the 6 strings are very thin.
Yeah.
But like you said, it looks hollow on the blue jersey a little bit. So no, man, I just want to re-establish that thought, because I've said it a couple of times on a couple of different pods that it really kind of feels a bit hollow. So let me ask you your thought on this, because I've had an opinion on the Titans rebrand. It feels a little bit like what it should have been in 99. It felt like they should have kept the Oilers look, feel, the structure of the logo, and then ushered in the sword and stars and like circle and stuff. It feels like they fixed some things to me. What's your opinion on that?
Yeah.
No, that's a really, really good point, and kind of the sentiment, I think, around the Commanders' recent uniforms, but that was like more of a recent change. Like, if this is what the Titans did back when they first changed to the Titans, I don't think many people would have batted an eye. So I get why they did it now, but I also understand why they wanted to, go to something a little more dynamic back then. They wanted to put their mark on the city. They wanted to create something new. And through all the flaws of the uniform choices over the years, like, I think they did establish something special, despite, not like having so much success on the field. Like, aesthetically, lots of people still connect and will forever connect with the flaming thumbtack. So I think, history is a funny way of like rewriting itself into cycles where you have the generations kind of grow up and then they think back like what they grew up with. I can't imagine that the Titans' current branding won't age well. That's a weird way to word it, but I think this is going to age really, really well, and people are going to learn to love the current branding because I think they did a good job with it.
Absolutely.
The interesting thing that you brought up about back in the day when they chose that logo, wanting to do something different. So I lived in Nashville at the time and had seen the team go from Texas. I moved from Texas into Memphis, into Nashville. So I was just following along. But, that was around the same time that the Denver Broncos changed their logo to what they currently have.
Yeah.
And I remember when that logo came out for the Broncos, even John Elway himself just couldn't stand it. He didn't like it. He didn't like the uniforms they had, which again, but I think it was kind of era specific is where I was going with this.
Yeah.
There was a lot of design chances, and not only just with the NFL, you could see that through the NBA and some other things that have since then grown and moved on like the rest of the professional sports. But I will end on this thought that I don't know if you know or not, Zach, you probably do, but when they were deciding the name for the Titans, there was a poll in the Tennessean, the paper, because there was newspaper back then.
What?
Yeah, exactly. and it was down to the Titans or the Copperheads. So let's all be happy that we weren't the Copperheads, is what I'm saying.
That rings a bell, but like, my God, that would have been
Yeah, that would have been real like arena vibes, So
you have the alliteration right there too, leaning into like the Greek mythology, like in Nashville and Tennessee, I guess, yeah, I'm glad. Okay, that's good. That's good. Thank goodness they went with the Titans.
Titans is also a hard subject to make cool because let's be honest, they were just giant humanoid beings who got beat by their kids.
I love it.
A long time of torture. That it's just like they lost. You know what I mean? Now I love Greek mythology. Don't get me wrong.
I was about to say I love the mythology lesson there for people that don't know.
It's hard.
I was a big Percy Jackson reader when those came out. So I'm like, I saw some people say they really should lean into like what a Titan is. I'm like, I think it's pretty clear that they want nothing to do with an actual Titan. They want to lean in to the city and the geography. For the most part, I'm more in favor of leaning into the location as opposed to the team name. I think there are certain instances and certain teams that have the ability to lean into the team name better, especially for like one-offs, like the rivalries uniforms coming up. A team like the Vikings leaning into Norse designs. That makes sense.
Yeah.
It's like, no disrespect to Minnesota. I'm sure it's a beautiful place, but what's cooler, a Viking or Minnesota? Whereas, like, I love Nashville. I haven't been to too many parts of Tennessee, but just driving around there, like, there's so much like history and culture and the geography of the mountains. Like, I love it. So leaning into the name, Titans, putting some Greek designs on there. Like, is that really the branding that will resonate with most of the fans? I don't think so, especially when you're one of the few teams with the state name as your name, not the city.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Very well said. All right, TJ, what you got next, bud?
All right, man. So let's we'll go ahead and segue into we have like a little bit of a game, I guess you would say, or a segment. We're going to call it Fit Check. And basically what's going to happen is me and Van will alternate, but we're going to bring up just items or characteristics about uniforms, and then you can just give us, it doesn't have to be like one word. It can't be one word. Like if you just don't like it, you can be like lame. But if you want to just like elaborate on it, you can do that.
For the sake of your guys' time, I will try not to draw it out because I could, but I won't. I'll give you more than a word, I think, but I'll do like maybe like a couple sentences.
Absolutely,
I
man.
want to hear
Deal.
what you guys
All right.
think too.
All right, man. So I am going to start with stripeless pants and socks.
No, that's lame. That's pretty easy. Socks matter. You have no idea how often my mentions are filled with like opinions about socks, and I love it. You see a lot more in like the throwback teams with like the stripes on it. But then the pants are just so easy because there are teams out there like the Saints, the Jaguars, the Commanders' previous pants, just like plain white tights. There's no distinction.
Yeah.
Was it really that hard to slap on a stripe? I guess so. So I'm all for, consistency from head to toe. So if they're trying to build like a, like a onesie look, go for it. But I'm not a fan of that.
I know NFL Fashion Advice refers to them as practice pants.
Yeah, definitely.
So he's another good follow, by the way.
Fantastic.
NFL Fashion Advice, good guy.
Best.
Yeah, the unitard. The unitard is the pull for me. All right, so next one's going to be the black-white uniform trend. What do you think about that?
So like all black and then all white?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I think there's a place where you could be in the middle with it because I think some teams rock it and some teams should consider it. And then there are other teams that I'm like, what are you doing? My rule of thumb, at least for black, is if you're going to do all black, it better have direct meaning to your team name and or city or a prominent part of your color scheme. I think there is a little bit of like, precedence for it. Like if you look at the Lions branding, they dropped the black from their Lions logo, but they have had a black jersey in the past, which was really like not well received because that team stunk in that era. Then they had the black color rush, which they unveiled but never wore. It's literally just existing in promotional photos. But dang, it looks so good. The black jersey in Detroit looks so good. I know it's not all black either. Then you look at a team like the Raiders, who famously are the only team to not allow retailers, merchandisers, everything to not alter their logo and to not alter their helmet. So, like, I could not buy an official black Raiders helmet, but man, it would look so good. It makes me curious about what they'll do for their rivalries, I believe, next year. So 2027. Then you pivot the other way. And like you look at some teams like the Colts with their black helmet and their blue-black base. Again, not all black, but it kind of goes to the same point. Like, why? Like, you don't need to do that. And the same thing with the white. So the Jaguars, like an all-white helmet. Why? That's like not – you have gold and teal to work with if you wanted to do a second color helmet. And you weren't even allowed to wear the white helmet with the white jersey. Then you go to Denver and Green Bay, who, okay, all white, snow.
Yep.
Very clearly location-based. But they just don't look that good. The Broncos, like, white helmet. I'm like, it just kind of looks boring because the Bronco itself is mostly white. And then the Packers, I said I wasn't going to try to draw this on, but here I am.
We welcome it, man.
The Packers white helmet, they just took the decals from their primary helmet and slapped it on their white helmet. And it looks so boring and lame when their helmet is green and white like a Jets helmet and the rest of their uniform is green, yellow, and white. All they had to do was put some yellow in there and it'd look better, I think. So maybe it's cost effective. I don't know. But I think the best there's a fine balance to, like, no, not every team should have an all black or all white uniform, but some teams should. I think that's fine to grow the brand and expand what designs look like right now.
And I know I'm a little biased here, but I do think the Colts black uniform is trash. I just want to say that right now.
Yeah, if we could just get a negative thought on every AFC South team not named the Titans, we'll be good.
I have been on record of saying that, and maybe, look, the Titans might be the best looking team in the division right now. And I say that because I like the Texans uniforms. I don't love them, but like the Colts are just kind of have to be what they are. They're iconic.
Yeah.
And they don't look bad by any means, not perfect, but like you can't really elevate that look that much. I think the Jaguars just have so much like the better that they can do. And I think I've been on record saying I think the AFC South prior to the Titans change was my least favorite uniform division.
That's valid. Yeah, that's valid. All right, Ghost. I think you're up on the next one. Yeah.
All right, man. So it was mentioned earlier. So I guess past spoiler alert. Unitards.
Yeah, no. I think I've said my key to that. I mean, look, if it's the same color pants and same color jersey, but then there's a big enough design on the pants, I'm fine with it. I'm not always like, okay, the pants, like we need the triple mismatch club, shout out NFLFA again, or if we like just having like I think for the most part, I would prefer if the pants and jersey are not the same color. But in some instances, you can't really have that if one team is going with an all-white look, and then you're like, okay, like we can't wear white pants with this top right now. So I think for the most part, I'm against unitards, but rarely are you going to see me so against it. The Cardinals, for example, like the red jersey, red pants, like that clearly needs to be white. But like when my Dolphins wear like teal jersey and teal pants every now and then, or aqua jersey and aqua pants, I'm like, okay, that's fine. I prefer the white pants, but I'm not getting like all riled up about it all being a monocolor.
Absolutely. Look. Socks can help. Like if you have like white pants, white shirt with a color socks, and there's some like balance up here, like the blue and the blue.
Yeah.
I think that looks good, but
socks like matter, there's a future hashtag in Socks Matter that we're going to have to release at some point.
Yeah. Oh God, that's a can of worms right there.
It is.
Yeah.
All right, next one. I won't spend time opening that can. Next one is gradients. How do you feel about gradients?
For the most part, again, no, just based on recent history. The Rams, the soul to white, the Falcons ill-fated gradient. I don't even think the Jaguars two-tone helmet is considered gradient, but like the same vein, right? Where if you're making it a key component of your look, it's probably not going to look good. I would be open to a team implementing it on like a decal or like a second accent. Like I'm looking at the Simmons jersey, right, TJ? And if they were like, oh, maybe the red stripe on the sleeves fades into navy. I'm like, okay, like something small like that where it's not too distracting, but it is like a nod to some sort of special meaning. Like I'm for it, but just my way of saying I'm not trying to say no to all these. But no, I'm good on the gradient. I'm open to other types of design.
Absolutely. All right, man. So we're going to ask, because this was a big topic of contention with the Titans. And we're going to go with the white face mask on white helmets argument.
Okay.
And I'm going to pull a page out of your book, and I've got little mini helmets here.
There you go.
So,
man, I got the current Dolphins one sitting right there. I have every Dolphins. That size, the actual mini helmets. Mm-hmm. I think for the most part, I would prefer a colored face mask. I think what people like, I look at the Dolphins and the Titans, and I think where a white face mask would have looked better is if the helmet stripe was thinner. Because you have such a thick stripe, you're almost expecting it to continue going and bleed into the face mask. Mm-hmm. So, and I understand why the Titans didn't do a red face mask. I think red would have looked better than white, but they came out and said we didn't want to look too much like the Oilers. Enough like the Oilers, but not too much.
Right.
A Titans blue face mask, though, you can't tell me that wouldn't have looked so damn good. I am fully expecting to love watching these uniforms on no primetime games, right? Yeah, no primetime games. So on my Red Zone TV every Sunday at 1 p.m. most likely. But I, for the most part, would rather not a white face mask either.
I think I'm with you. So I wasn't as upset about it because of the part you said where they were trying to like kind of in some ways separate from the Oilers.
Yeah.
So I don't hate it. I actually really do love it. But I do not disagree that I would have preferred not preferred over white necessarily, but over the light blue over a red. Like I think a red would have been too close. So I think you're spot on.
Yeah. And I think like, and this kind of goes to like all my answers so far. And I think just to like general opinion on design, I'm a firm believer and I'm very vocal that there isn't really a one answer fits all. So like 99% of the time I could think one thing, but I think that every case is different. Like a uniform will look different paired against a different type of field, paired against a different uniform color, at night versus the lights and the weather. So maybe there will be days where I'm watching the Titans and they have the home jerseys on and I see the white and the lights glistening off. And I'm like, you know what? This does look sleek. I really, really like how this looks, versus other times where I'm like, man, I just wish it was a little bit more color right there. So you're never going to see me say like 100 times out of 100 times I think this way. But for this instance, I think I usually would prefer a colored face mask.
Yeah, I think, that was like the majority of the Titans fan base feedback was that they wanted that red face mask. And it was primarily red. There were some mocks that came up that kind of showed that really nice blue look. And people were going, oh, wait a minute, that looks good too. But, it seems to be kind of, as to TJ's point earlier in the pod, as fans have seen them on the field through OTAs, it seems to be kind of winning. And of course, look, there's nothing we can do about it, but it seems to be kind of winning the fan base over at this point.
Well, I will say, so real quick, TJ, when did you get that Titans helmet?
This one?
Mini one, yeah.
Oh, it is.
Does it have
It's got the angled stars. Yeah, I just recently got this for Father's Day. So it's
all right.
The only
I've got
one
one.
I need.
I've got one.
You got the one with the stars?
The straight stars or the angled stars?
Yeah, so the uniform reveal night, I went on to Fanatics as soon as the store opened, and I got the mini helmet. And so I guess they already put it out there, but I got one with the straight stars, so it's back here.
Did I? I didn't meet either of you guys that night, did I?
No, we weren't there.
No? Okay. All right. I would have loved to, but I didn't even notice either. And it wasn't until I saw on Twitter about it, and then I had someone send me a link to the helmet, and they're like, hey, what's up with the stars? I'm like, wow, how did I not catch that? In retrospect, I'm glad I wasn't there and being like, actually, there's something wrong with all of this. I was just glad to be there and enjoying it. So
yeah,
it's a cool collectibles item, I guess, right?
It is. It is cool. Yeah, I like it. I don't know how many were made, but I'll hang on to it. So we got a couple more, I think. The next one is proprietary versus block number font.
I love block number font. But it kind of goes back to the all black, all white reasoning. If every team is doing it, it doesn't look as special. And there are certain teams like the Steelers, I bring up a lot, where like the italicized numbers, I think, might have run their course. The block numbers, to go with not just the on-field era, but to kind of where design is trending right now, modern classic, I think would look good. I don't hate the block numbering on the Titans either. And while they all might be a little bit different in like width or length and depth and things like that of the outlines, I am always a champion of teams trying new things and creating their own things. So you will rarely see me hate a block number. But there are teams that should stay away from it. And I look at the Colts. So the Colts a few years ago, they made very subtle changes where they had like basic block numbers. Yeah. And then they tweaked it a little bit. They added, they put little indentations to make it give more of like a Wild West vibe. I forget the name of the font exactly, but like I think that things like that are great. Teams adding a little bit more of their characteristic. I saw a tweet. I'm glad you brought this up, actually. I saw a tweet maybe last week where it was like someone said, man, anytime a team tries to create their own font, it never looks good. And I'm sitting there thinking that's just so not true. There have been recent examples in the past where you get the Falcons creating that weird font or the Bucs going with the digital alarm clock, and we're like, oh, that's disgusting. But there is a reason there's never been a big outcry for a team just going with a plain block, number font, because it's familiar. And it's not necessarily bad. Like I said, I like it, but I want teams to try new things. Otherwise, we're just going to be stuck in the past, all looking the same.
Very good point.
I was jonesing for block font because our proprietary font was so bad.
That's valid. That's so valid. It was so bad.
But what I would have liked to seen is this woodblock font has a number to it, but they did not do a jersey version of the number. I would have liked to seen what that would have looked like on a jersey. But I'm perfectly happy. This is so much better than the jaggedy Tennessee numbers that we had.
So much better.
I'm looking that up right now because you made a really okay. Because I mean, I love the font. I like the Tennessee. I think looks sharp with like the little. like serif, but like it's got some sort of like indentation and like difference in the width. So if they were able to put that on a jersey, like, hey, I guess I could be for it. But yeah, I'll find it another time.
Absolutely.
That goes into the next one. You just led into your next question.
Oh, great.
It's like you're reading our minds. So chest plate, word marks. That's kind of a hot topic here in the past month.
Yes. You guys are hitting on all the hot button topics. I'm not against those either. I feel like we're getting to a place where, because it's been done so egregiously in the past, especially in recent years, like with Atlanta. Again, Jesus, Atlanta, come on, what were y'all thinking with this? People are swinging back the other way. I really don't hate it, and I think especially for teams that aren't choosing to have a collar design, and the collar's a whole other issue and rant we can make. I think it's fine having something there, but it does risk like making it too big or making it a wrong color or too distracting. But I think Tennessee also did that fantastically. I think Atlanta with their new word mark right in the chest looks good because it's still you have a descriptor, right? Atlanta Falcons, cool. Not everyone who buys a jersey is aware, most people are, but they're not always aware of what they're getting. I think it's just another nod to make it look a little bit different. And if it can look good, which is always like subjective, still, why not?
Absolutely.
All right, last one.
We'll go on to the next one.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I didn't want to cut you off.
No, you're good.
Last one is homegrown. So it's your opinion on the 6-string stripe on our new jerseys.
I like it a lot. I really, really do, because I think it's unique, but it's not distracting enough. The number one thing I've always said is just because it has meaning doesn't mean it looks good. Teams are obsessed with finding ways to infuse meaning into every little detail of their uniforms. And that's not a bad thing because you're spending so much time on the smaller details, like the 3 stars underneath the sleeve, which the Broncos did with triangles to represent mountains and Super Bowl wins. Mm-hmm. But like it's sometimes it gets too much. And if all I'm thinking about it is this looks bad, I'm not going to think about the meaning. With this, I think it's subtle enough. It's distinctive enough. I'm not going to notice it when I'm looking at all 22 or I'm watching Cam Ward drop a bomb to Chimere DK down the field. But when they show the close-up, I'll see it. When I'm buying the jersey, I will see it, and I will think of it because I think it looks good. I'm always trying to play like devil's advocate. I can see why some people wouldn't like it. But I look at this, I'm like, it's really doesn't make any more of an impact on the jersey in a negative way. It does add some navy.
Right.
That'll be a big part coming forward. Yeah. But I like it. Do you guys like it?
Yeah, the one thing that I liked that they did is that I always thought they should have kind of leaned into the fact that it's Music City. And granted, like you said, we represent the whole state in our name. So it's not the Nashville Titans, but they do play in Music City, and it's quite obvious. I've never been a fan, even though I lived there for a long, long time. I don't any longer. I've never been a fan of leaning hard into the country music thing or leaning hard into the music thing in general. But I do like the subtle touch, and I like the way they integrated it into the sleeves and the helmet. I think it's unique enough. It's not over the top. It doesn't scream out at you. And it is like you said, it's an identifier to, the uniqueness of the team and where we're located. So I like it. From the time I saw it, I dug it. I liked it.
Well said. Yeah.
I'm right there with you. So when I first saw it, my gut reaction was initially negative, but it wasn't because of the stripe itself. It was because of the stripe on the sleeve of the blue shirt. I was like, no, stripes are hard anyway. It's hard to get that balance in a uniform. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But I get why they did it. And like to Van's, what he brought up there. So when I was a kid, I remember getting a shirt from my dad. It was a Titans shirt. And it was back when they were leaning hard into the country stuff. And it had like a big old acoustic guitar on it. I was like, oh my gosh, I might need to switch teams. I'm not a big fan of this country. But they've like backed off that stuff. I do love its subtlety. I think that's awesome. I think you're more of a fan probably of the thinner stripes, right, Zach?
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, again, it really depends. So, like, if those stripes weren't there, I would be like, all right, that Titans blue needs to be a lot thinner and more balanced. But I think having it kind of
Absolutely.
breaks it up where it gives it a purpose to be wider.
Yep. Absolutely. Yeah. I probably would have like thickened and I'm talking like a fraction of an inch, like extended those red stripes just a little bit to give it a little more meat. But all in all, man, I think it looks really nice on a helmet. And what I like about it is it looks unique, like kind of like forward moving as far as concepts are concerned, that I've never seen in a stripe from anybody else in the past. So for that reason, I think it's very cool.
Nice.
So speaking about your design chops, Ghost, this is a great segue into our next section. So why don't you go ahead and take it?
All right, man. Go ahead and bring it in.
Oh, yeah.
Oh. All right, man. So inspired by your reporting, Nashville Knights, I made this mock-up. So this is just the vector, as you probably know, because I think you do some design stuff as well. This is where it all starts for me. It's actually a ProLines mock-up template. But I took your concept and just kind of threw it in. So with this concept, I wanted to keep it kind of simple because I don't know that if there's an over-the-top team like the Seahawks, I don't know that it's going to be the Titans. I didn't get into materials and stuff, so maybe they have shiny numbers or something like that. But I just kept it kind of just straight up, just top to bottom, kind of keeping it consistent. Got the Music City on the chest. The dark blue with the light blue numbers and the white to create some contrast.
Yeah, I hate it. I'm kidding. No, I think what I like about it a lot off the top is first off the Music City word mark. Very nice. I am a fan of country music. I am a big fan of Nashville and Broadway Street. I've never called it Broadway Street in my life. I don't know why. I just decided to add a street on the end of it there.
It's a street. It is
a street. It is. No, it's home. It's home. I would say, because I look at it, I'm like, all right, the navy, yeah. And when you have the darker template, it really makes it hard to infuse a second color in there that isn't white. So I'm glad that you didn't lean into any red here. And I think that, like, I see the Nike swoosh, obviously, and I think that's all it needs. And I think that's good. Sticking with the number fonts, yeah, I'm good with that. There's always that back and forth I have between, like, okay, this is a dark uniform. What color should the number be on the inside? Should it be the secondary color or should the secondary be the outline? And I really, like, for this example, I just think the navy and the Titans blue go so well together. I don't think there's a wrong answer there. So going with the Titans blue on the inside, I'd be curious to see what it would look like white. But, like, just adding a little more flavor to it by emphasizing the color inside the numbers, I think is good. I like it. So you got the socks. Nice. I love that's the secondary logo at the top of the pants stripe there, right? That's cool. That's really, really cool. I'm a fan of that.
When I envisioned this on the sleeve, so
tell me.
Just on the new rivalry uniforms, the shoulder, they have like really kind of unique, what's that called? Celluloid? Is that celluloid shoulder patches? I can't remember the term for it, but it's like, they're like plastic. They're almost like raised in a way. Yeah. And I thought this thing would look sweet, that secondary monogram, because I'm a huge fan of monograms.
And that's a tough logo to get on sleeves because, like, it's vertical, so you're going to have to shrink it a bit. And this was, I think, one point, too, about, like, the sleeves. We talked about sleeves. You touched on it earlier, how sleeves are hard to get right. For anyone listening or watching, what we mean by that is that the retail jerseys, like, you hold up the jersey. Yeah, show TJ, show your sleeve real quick.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so you see that, like, it's going down almost to your elbow. A player wearing, all right, thanks, you can put it down.
Oh, yeah.
My real life
I'm a good listener.
Appreciate that. Every player wearing it, they're not, like, some could, but most of them are going to have the sleeves, like, rolled all the way up because that's just the length of their sleeve. So it's tough to get it right. And I think that's my only question is about your design right here is you have on the trim of the sleeves, like, that little Titans blue sliver. And I honestly think, like, that would solve any problems for players' visibility. You know, we've seen teams in the past with stripes, like the Niners and the Steelers. You can't really see it on the players' jerseys because, like, that's just how the sleeves work. When you buy a retail jersey, it's all the way down there and it looks good.
Absolutely.
And kind of getting around that is just not doing anything on the sleeves. Why the Falcons didn't do anything on the sleeves, what they told me was it doesn't really look that good on retail and it will look different for the players. We want our players to look like the fans do. And that's
Mhm.
it's a valid opinion. There isn't like a
Mhm.
wrong one, you know? So I think you adding the little, like the trim right there with the Titans blue, I think is fine too. But on a 1D, I'm like, man, like I do wish there was something more. But if I saw it in retail or on the field, I'd probably think it was fine because there's no
Mhm.
real way to make that more distracting, you know?
Absolutely. So we'll go ahead and so there's a few pages to this presentation.
Oh,
I did do
please.
the ghost treatment here, and I
Yes.
took my vector artwork and I created some more real life visuals to kind of like see this thing. And so we'll go ahead and move to the second part. And I made a real one.
Oh,
So
you know,
we go ahead.
seeing it here and knowing the stars, it does make me wonder if they will lean into the stars in some way more on their rivalries. Because I'm with you. Like the only thing I've known about this since November was that it was going to be navy.
Mhm.
And with teams doing like secondary helmets, I'd have to imagine the helmet will also be navy as well. But it does make me wonder. Maybe they will try to be a little more detailed than their base templates, because again, the rivalries program is different. Like teams are encouraged to make it look as different and unique while still like leaning into their city. Nashville Knights, that's a perfect name for it.
Yeah.
And having even Nashville on the bumper, that's bold right there.
So let
Dude,
me ask you
I
this.
like this a lot, and I feel like some people would want like a colored face mask on it, but I just don't
Mhm.
see why when the rest is all one color, you know. So
Yeah.
I think this looks good. Leaning into the alternate logo, I would be curious to see what the primary logo would look like in like with navy in it.
Yeah,
But I think
absolutely.
for this, especially with the fact that they created this logo and they haven't done anything with this logo yet, I'd be down to see it. I'm not just saying it because I'm here and you can boot me at any time, but I like this. I like
So,
this. And the
so what
socks too. Good
you
pairing.
mentioned the helmet. So I did do the secondary,
Yeah.
and I basically did it for visual difference from what we have now. But if I correct me if I'm wrong, all the helmets maintained the team's logo.
The
Am I right in
previous
that?
rivalry helmets.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And so I don't think they made a change to that. Do you think, in your experience, that might be
Right.
something that they would do? Is that a possibility? Because I know the Ravens have a secondary
It
logo on
definitely
their
is a
helmet.
possibility because teams have done alternates. And from what I've been told, and I haven't talked about this anywhere because I don't know
Hmm.
what exactly this means, but of the 8 teams, only the Lions are keeping a primary design. So that could mean a bunch of things because in the eyes
Yeah.
of the NFL, an alternate design does not include color changes. So like that's why you see, and this is confirmation I got from the Ravens, that's why you've seen teams who start to suddenly pair an alternate helmet with a primary uniform and not like get dinged for their max 4 alternate uniform games because it's the same design. So for example, the Ravens' new purple helmet, if it was black and white, if all their helmets were black and white, you couldn't tell them apart, which means it's a primary design and they can wear it with a primary uniform.
Hmm.
What that means for the rivalries uniforms, we know, and maybe something will change down the line, but it hasn't been announced yet. It hasn't been announced for previous ones or the intention of the future ones. These are just one-off things. Like you can't
Hmm.
mix and match the rivalries in any capacity or wear it more than once. So
Yeah.
why shouldn't teams lean into alternate designs when this is the only game they could wear it?
Hmm.
So for a team like the Lions, where you just said are keeping like a primary design for the helmet, again, that could be different colors, but like it's going to look like normal Lion. I don't know why that's different from the other 7 when the other 7 are designated as different designs. I can't
Yeah, that's
imagine all
interesting.
7 of them have alternate logos on it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Maybe the Lions just are literally taking the decal from their main helmet, or maybe it is the same helmet. Maybe they didn't change their helmet, keeping it on versus these other teams just going with different colors, and that in the eyes of Nike in this scenario is a different design. I don't know. So I'm kind of talking out loud here, but
No, absolutely.
Yeah, it's an interesting concept to think about because, like you said, the Titans came out. They put a lot of effort into a secondary logo,
yes.
and also, to make it look like it's like they said, like Nihil came out. They want this to be classic, timeless. They want it to be something that identify, specifically Tennessee football. So it is very interesting to see if they will integrate this into the rivalry
Yeah.
uniform. I think it's
Absolutely.
definitely a possibility.
And you know what I find interesting? I've never really given much thought to this. is that they could have done T and T for Tennessee Titans, but they're clearly leaning into Tennessee, obviously on the rest of the uniform. But with this logo, they did T and N for a reason because of Tennessee. So it'd make even more sense that it would be with the rivalries, which last year, for the most part, they were all geographically based.
Yeah, very
Absolutely.
true. Oh, that's a great point.
Absolutely. I was honestly, the first time I saw it on the jerseys on the back here, I think it's just the monogram, but it's behind my head right now, so I couldn't tell you. But I think it's funny that they use it that way also.
Oh, right.
Because I wasn't a fan of the football around it. Yeah, I wasn't a huge fan when they showed that one. I do love the monogram. I am a huge monogram supporter because I love that stuff. It's like really like detailed design as far as like getting into the nitty gritty because it has to be perfect. But
I love it.
So I did switch to an action shot here, but we'll go ahead and little throwback. I did one of my helmets that I did during the rebrand. Oh wait, these are the zoomed in shots with that logo on the shoulder and logo on the pants, and then Music City.
Yeah,
Nice.
That looks good, man. I'd be happy if they leaned into something like that.
And even seeing the shoulder trim right there, like it looks sharp, exactly like I said it would. That's good, man.
I was worried when I decided to put it on the shoulder, like you said, the verticality of the logo design and the Nike emblem. But it was actually pretty easy to tuck in there. thanks for the upward nature of the swoosh.
Yeah, for real.
And then here's the throwback. I did these kind of helmets a lot during the actual rebrand and everything, but then I just integrated the kind of overall feel of this Nashville Knights thing with the lights in the background and stuff like that. But
there's the little chrome vibe, man. I kind of like
that. I'm kind of hoping for like
what finish do you picture with these?
So I would like to see something like an undercoat, like metallic, with like a clear blue on top, like a really dark blue, maybe with like a clear blue kind of, I don't want to say pearlescent. I don't want it to be as crazy as the Seahawks, but just maybe a little color shift would be kind of sweet on these. Maybe some like material accents on it that kind of have maybe like a shimmer, almost like the Ravens numbers or something like that would be cool with that blue. Stuff like that. Like I said, I didn't do that on these ones because I kind of wanted to keep it more grounded. But this helmet, though, would be sweet if it had like a metallic vibe to it for sure.
Yeah, I think leaning into the reflection would play into a Nashville Knights theme.
Exactly.
I like Matt, and I like when like the Falcons. It's a hot take, but like choosing not to have a reflective helmet, like a normal gloss finish. I like it because I think it matches with the rest of the uniform, and their reasoning of not like. You don't want the reflection on the helmet when taking pictures. I get it, especially inside. But I think for a uniform like this, where you got like the starry Tennessee Knights, like that reflection would actually enhance it. So I'm all for it, man. Great job again. Like I've messaged you in the past telling you how much I've liked your concept. So this is no surprise, banger work. And if it wasn't, I would have just said good job and shut up.
No, I appreciate you, man. Like I said, it's when when you guys were shouting me out on MCA pod, it was so funny. I didn't know because I mean, I watch them sometimes and catch pods, but I was super busy during that time trying to keep up with like people wanting to, because people were doing like requests for mocks and stuff. So I was trying to like just build my following or whatever. And somebody messaged me. They're like, "Hey man, Zach Cohen was on the MCA pod and they like heavily featured your stuff." And I went and watched it. And you guys were like I think it was funny because one of the Justins was like, "I don't want to misgender him." I was like, I am a man. But no, man, I really do appreciate it. I love your stuff. Absolute honor to have you on this pod, man. Cause like this stuff really means a lot to me, that just the art and design and getting it out there. So you helped me with that.
I will always say, because I see people all the time. I get both ways in the comments, and the people who are like, "Oh, why should I care about like the uniform and the logo when the team sucks?" I'm like, that's valid. Like you don't have to care about it, but like if you're a Cowboys fan and they trotted out like a pink uniform, you would have something to say. Maybe the nitty gritty won't matter, and like that's fine with it. It'll matter to us because we're passionate about it. But like at the end of the day, the people who say I don't think about uniforms, like you just don't realize it. I mean, if you wanted to picture the teams naked, by all means, do what you want to do. But like, I assume you're picturing them in their uniforms and the helmet. So it'll always matter. And I think creating designs about it and exploring different possibilities, like you've done, man, like that's needed. It's a good thing. I think I know like There's AI, there's generative AI, there's assistive AI, there's all these types of AI to help. But I do think we're in a golden age of design with just how talented people are and able to make like these awesome concepts, not just in sports, but about like anything. I love art. I love design. Like I've designed this hat. I've designed other hats before. And I think it's just a good way to express yourself. And I'm glad that the sports world is slowly starting to see how much it matters, from everything from a face mask color to just an overall rebrand. Like this stuff does mean something to a lot of people. And I'm glad that there are people out there talking about it.
It'd be really surprising to see the Cowboys lean into that Cowgirls angle. With
You've been holding that
one in. He's like, I'm going to fire this one off. It's going to be great.
I'm going to fire that one off, man. Hey, before we get out of here, one question I wanted to just pose to you. You know, even though this is a Titans focus, we have a lot of feelings about our partners in the AFC South. Yeah. So anything you want to share with the audience about the updates on the rivalry uniforms for our very own rivals themselves?
I made predictions that I've had for a while. I just was trying to find a good time to post about it. I knew you were going to ask me this. I'm still like, I will say that I told you guys I was going to play coy about a couple things. I will say that I made some predictions last year, and I'm not saying this to toot my own horn. I'm just saying this is a wink. Like, they did pretty well, and I dropped my AFC South, NFC North predictions already. Yep. Updates will come. Leaks will happen. But Nike is a beast of a burden, man. So there will be stuff out there. I will be gladly talking about it and predicting and making guesses. will have expectations to voice out there. If you were to ask me what exactly they were, I will say what I hope they'll be, and we'll kind of keep moving from that. I know that was not a great answer.
Good. That's all right.
It's all right. Point at me like, don't dodge the question. I'm excited for the Texans. Sorry to say that. I'm very excited for the Texans. The Jaguars and Colts, not so much, because, the Jaguars are just like, they're really in just like uniform purgatory right now. It's like a worst kept secret that they're trying to do new things for their new stadium in a couple years. And the Colts, it's again, like you have this iconic look. Like you don't need to do anything crazy. I get the desire to push the brand forward. That's what teams should do.
Yeah.
But man, if they come out with like an anthracite colored uniform, like a charcoal, I'm like, why? Like, I don't need to see this. I'm good. I'm good. So, yeah, I'm excited for the Titans. I'm very excited for the Texans. We'll see if the Jaguars could do something weird too, man. Like,
yeah, they could
just come out with like weird pants. You know,
they got a history of weird. They do.
Gosh,
they do.
It's leopard print, because I'm going to have a heyday with it.
Leopard print pants. They got cheetah print on the helmet.
They'll be the Jacksonville. They'll be the Jacksonville Karens if they come out with the leopard print pants.
Yeah, 100%.
Speaking of tights,
I will. But then again, it's like the NFC North too. Like these are historic teams. I don't want to see these teams do anything crazy. The Bears in recent years have really tried some stuff. And I'm like, like orange jersey, sure, but paired with the orange helmet, I don't know. Vikings, I'm loving the all-white look. That's appropriate for them.
Yeah.
Some people want a black look. I'm like, you don't need that. Packers, again, like the vintage-looking uniform, sure, I'm all for it. A touch of vintage green, by all means. Let's roll with it. And then the Lions, they got the alternate uniform. They haven't done too much crazy without straying from like what their brand is. But like, all silver look seems very obvious for them because they don't have a silver look right now.
Yeah.
So I know that was more than just the rivals. Are you guys playing NFC North this year? Do you know?
No.
Okay. So, and even then,
we played the Bears in the preseason.
Bears in the preseason. Okay. So,
oh, wait a minute. Yeah, we do play the Lions. Yeah, we do play the Lions. Yeah, that's my bad.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
there you go. Again, it's not like you'd be playing them in their rivalries uniforms. It's just for divisional, but it was more of a joke about you guys being rivals with them. Maybe the Lions-Jaguars game is like the turning point of the season. Who knows?
It very well could be.
Yeah.
Yeah, it very well could be. Now you teased, like you talked about stuff that's going to be coming out. Obviously, you have a great following, a lot of good content. So
Appreciate it.
for anybody out there that's watching us that may still not be following you, tell everybody where to find you.
Yeah, so my MySpace expired last week, so can't be there, unfortunately. But Twitter and TikTok is where I live and breathe, for better or for worse. Same handle, at Zach Cohen FB. I do have an Instagram. I post all my videos on YouTube Shorts as well, in case TikTok gets nixed again. I hate Instagram. It's just like the worst. So I don't really do much there. So Twitter and TikTok is pretty much where I live right now. So feel free to follow. I have a link in the bio where you can check out, like, I've made spreadsheets of my past reports. You can search up all my Titans stuff if you don't believe anything we've talked about. Check out all of my Titans coverage, which was really, really fun. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
Awesome.
Appreciate you guys having me on. It's always fun to talk with people who are also passionate about this stuff, especially for a team that's been at the forefront of the conversation not even the last year. People have always been talking about Titans uniforms ever since the Oilers days. So to get in here, talk with you guys, and even just the whole Titans community. The Titans fans are awesome. Getting to meet them and be.
Thank you.
I was thrust. I did not expect, like, for all these teams, I was thrust. I'm still getting tweets about the Commanders and like Washington, D.C. fans right now. And I'm like, okay, that's great. I love this. But man, am I going to be like, is this how it's going to be if like the Dolphins and Saints do it next year? Oh, I guess I'm ready for the Dolphins, but like, I'm here for it. I love meeting new people. So to be on here talking with you guys finally, I've had a great time. I really appreciate it.
We appreciate
Thanks,
you,
man. Means a lot. Ghost, you got anything before we run out of here?
No, man. Yeah, appreciate you for your time and all the good conversation. And we'll just cut this one. It's over.
Zach, thanks so much, man. It has really been an honor for us to have you on here. We appreciate you taking time out of your evening to give this information and insight to the Titans fan base once again, because you've already provided us with so much over the last few months, like you stated, through the rebrand. And hey, for all you guys that have watched this pod, we hope you enjoyed it. Go follow Zach on his socials. He's going to have a ton of great information coming out. Like he said, potential leaks and more information as we get closer to the potentially around the August reveal of the rivalry uniforms for the AFC South and the NFC North. And it's going to be another exciting time for us. We've been through so much excitement already leading up to this season. So we're definitely thrilled to see what the rivalry uniforms look like. If you guys have an opinion on what you think the rivalries should look like, leave it in the comments. As always, you can find us on X at the Titan Sector. You can find us on TikTok under the same name. We appreciate you guys so much in the community. Thanks for tuning into this episode, and we will catch you guys next time.